Hey, what's up, guys? This is AJ. Hey, what's up, guys? This is AJ, and we are discussing Yojna Magzines. Uh, last in last video we completed social media Yojna issue. Now we are discussing India's trade. That is the issue of June 2016. Okay. So what we do? I'm going to dictate some points to you. You are going to make notes out of those points, and you are going to revise those points. That will be easy for you. Again, aesthetic values are very poor. I know that you must be hearing so much background noise and whatnot, but still bear with me. Content will be good, that is my promise. Next point I would like to make is you should read Yojna by yourself. Don't rely on gist. The gist never provides uh, like diagrams, flow charts, uh, author name, as well as the ideas of those authors, the quotes they used, as well as in most important point part of Yojna that you need to read is the preface. So definitely you should read preface of Yojna magazine. It will increase your understanding about how to introduce a particular topic, how to maintain a flow in a topic, as well as how to close a particular topic. Okay, so that's why we need to read the preface. At least preface you should read. Okay. So we will start again. Economic and social development should go hand in hand. That is the point that they mention in the preface. Okay, so we need a inclusive growth. Again, growth is must be inclusive. It should include all stratas of society. Then growth in all sections of society and all parts of society, as well as all throughout the country. Okay, that is again the statement is self-explanatory. Next is skilled human resources is nothing but the first unit of growth. Okay, so this is again the statement that you can use. Next is what our prime minister most often mention this goal, that goal of sabka vikas sabka sath. Okay, that is the goal, ultimate goal. uh, Benefits of development can be reaped only if citizens are healthy. Okay, so citizens of a particular country, if they are not healthy, how they will enjoy the benefits of development. Okay, so we need to be healthy citizens, we need to have healthy citizens. 21st June is yoga day. That's why we celebrate yoga day is get celebrated throughout the world. Okay, so 21st June is yoga day. Yoga is it's gives immense like it is beneficial for your health. It gives you immense pleasure. Okay, so for this purpose we celebrate 21st yoga day, 21st June as a yoga day. Okay, so again I will like to ask you a question: why they have selected only 21st June? Why not any other date? Okay, so for that, like I will this is your job, find out why they have selected only 21st June. Why not 22nd June, or why not 20 June? Why only 21st June? Find out it. Next is India is a nation on move. Okay, so what India is on a way of progress. It is developing rapidly. Okay, so it is a nation on move. Okay, so it is not a stale nation, as well as it is not a it is not stopping. It is always growing. Okay, so that is the point. Next is see, there was one fact they have given, that in 1951 53% of the India's population were below poverty line. Okay, so if you consider the 1951 census, you will find out that out of 100% of India's population, 53% were below poverty line. Okay, so what was the population of India at that time? Around 40 to 42 crores. Okay, that was the population at that time. Okay, so one more point that you need to remember: what is the current population of USA? It is like 33 or 34 crores. What is the current population of India? 125 crores. What was the population of India at in 1951? 42 crores. So huge population was there. Okay, that is the point. Next, banking system is necessary. Okay, we want to get grow the system and grow through economy. So there should be enough funding must be provided by the system, and who provides this funding in the system is banking sector. Okay, so This banking sector must be uh, healthy. They should, like, what is happening currently, the banks are facing NPA, non performing assets problem. Okay, so for that purpose we need to look after this. Next is needs to create 11 crore jobs in next decade. Why? Because there will be at the in next decade there will be two-third of the population two-third of the population of India will be working in next decade. Next is unemployment can lead to social unrest. Again, that is self-explanatory. Okay, if the people are not happy, they will start crime, and if there is a crime, then social society cannot remain stable. There will be disruptions in society, so ultimately society will not progress. Next is um, census 2011, there is a data. So as per census 2011, out of 24.7 crore households, only 14.5 crore household had access to banking service. Again, there is a not much financial inclusion in India. Okay, so we need to have financial inclusion in India. Next is 16.8 in rural areas. Only 9.1 crore has banking services. So out of 16.8 rural households, there is only 9.1 crore has banking services. Okay, so they use some kind of banking service. How much? At least almost like 50% only uses this in a rural area. Next is out of 6 crore enterprises, only 4% receive institutional finance. How many enterprises are there? Micro, small, medium enterprises are there. 6 crore enterprises are there, and out of these 6 crore enterprises, only 4% receive institutional finance. Okay, what happens if they don't receive institutional finance? They go to the saukar, and the saukar takes like 33 or 34% interest. Okay, so how much bank takes? Bank takes at least at max 13-14%. Okay, but how much saukar takes? 34-35%. Okay, so what happens? They for these people who take loans from saukar, they find themselves trapped. So they are never able to finish that loan. That is the problem. So for this purpose we have introduced Mudra Bank. Okay, so what is that Mudra Bank? You need to find out by yourself. Next is but still we are facing the challenges, like if you want to increase financial inclusion, then there are some challenges like issues of interest rates. Okay, risk waged interest rate is there as per Chanakya's law. There we generally follow this Chanakya's law, that is risk waged interest rate. Like as per the risk involved, there will be the risk interest will be higher. If the risk is higher, then interest will be higher. Next is some ancient uh, again this is a very big quote, a very big fact that we need to remember. So out of 6 lakh villages, okay, if you draw a sphere of 6 lakh village, so out of these 6 lakh villages, only 50,000 villages have banks presence in them. Okay, how much? Out of 6 lakh, only 50,000 villages have bank branches. That is the fact. Next is again these bankers are not sensitized towards the needs of the micro, small, medium enterprises. Okay, or the any individual person who is taking loan. So they don't generally they are not they are reluctant to give them loan. Okay, they are not that much easily they don't that much easily give this loan to the bank, the farmer, or as well as any entrepreneur in a micro, small, medium enterprises. Next is again there is not stand-up startup eco culture in India. So what happens if a person starts like if you imagine yourself as a if many people like quit their job and start their preparation for UPSc. So what happens when they quit their job, then there is a unrest in their family states that why you are quitting this job, your life is going well, why you are quitting this job, why are you going this some kind of foolish work, that is UPSc, nothing is there, what is there in government, you should not do these kind of things. But not many people encourage you, not many people will support in your cause, because there is not a culture. Okay, so same thing happens in every sector in India. If a person wants to join go or represent India in Olympics, then also there is a resistance. Society never supports, not many people from society supports that guy. If a person wants to do UPSC, not many people supports him. If same thing happens with startups. If a person wants to start a new startup, he has some idea, he thinks that he will benefit the society through his idea, but not many people will support him. So what happens, there is no culture, socio culture is not, there is absent of socio culture. Next is uh, out of, again, the every year there is like 12 million graduates gets passed in India. Okay, so out of these 12 million, only 10% have employable skills. Not many people are coming with the skills. Why? Because that is the problem. See, next is skepticism towards entrepreneurships in family. Again, this is that we discussed earlier. uh, Silicon Valley. So what happens in Silicon Valley, if the person gets if a person starts a startup and the idea of startups doesn't take off, his startup fails. So what happens in Silicon Valley, if he wants to create a or start a new startup, he will still get a funding. People believe in different ideas, as well as they take risk, as well as they give some chance to that particular person, even if his earlier ideas failed miserably. Okay, so that is not the culture in India. If there is an angel investor or any venture capital is there, then what happens, they don't generally invest their money in a person who is failed miserably earlier. Okay, that is the problem. Next is insurance. There is no, if startup fails, then what happens, is there a insurance given by government of India? No. Then is there a risk mitigation or fallback mechanism? Is there any safety net mechanism? There is lack of this. Next is mentorship is not there. Not many people will guide you in your journey, as well as there is very less experience sharing. Again, that is the problem. Next is dedicated channels on TVs. There is Kisan channel, DD Kisan channel is there, but is there any DD startup channel? No, there is no such a thing. There is a possibility is there. There is a scope to introduce this kind of channel, but this scope is untapped. Okay, next is need to achieve double digit growth. Again, if you want to achieve double digit growth, then we have to address these problems. Next is farmers well-being. Okay, so why agriculture important? I don't have to tell you that. Okay, so what is the reason? See, out of 100% Indian, 56% work in a agriculture sector. Okay, next is how much they contribute to GDP. They contribute to GDP around 13%. Okay, so that is the problem. So many people are involved, but very less outcome is coming out of agriculture. Again, what happens, that is why we need to shift the population working in agriculture in a industry sector. Okay, so that is the problem that we are facing these days. We need to shift the agriculture workers in an industrial sector. And how to shift them? We need to give them skills. Okay, so to give skills, we have a skill India mission. That is the point. Next is see, the demand for food grains will be 277 million tons in 2022 or 2020. Okay, in 2020, the demand of for food grains will be 277 million, as well as there will be demand of 71 million tons of oil seeds. So what happens, you see, the food grains we can satisfy with our domestic production. The demand for food grains we can satisfy it with by our domestic production, but the demand for pulses, the demands for oil seeds, we cannot satisfy. We currently we import 60% of the pulses from other countries. 60%. What happens, who is the largest producer of pulses in the world? You will be surprised that India is the largest producer of pulses in the world. And who is the largest consumer of pulses in the world? Again, the India is the only country which is the largest producer of as well as a consumption of consumer of pulses. Okay, that is the point. So our demand, internal demand, never gets satisfied with our domestic production. So we have to import pulses from other countries, and this again increases our fiscal burden. Next is uh, we don't that much focus on eastern states like Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura. Okay, so these states are neglected. Not much development is there. So not many introduce like new technologies for agriculture sectors are introduced there. So that is the problem. So they are not that much contributing in India, but see, pulses are contributed by these areas only. Next is they are getting expert, these areas becoming expert in organic farming. So Sikkim is the first organic state in India. Okay, so uh, then what is happening, we have introduced like Kisan channel is there. Okay? So we are, again there is a blue revolution going on. Revolution means revolution regarding fishing sector. So increasing our production in fishing sector. So this is nothing but a blue revolution. Livestock, again we like, out of, if the agriculture sector is producing 100%, 100 rupees, then 25 rupees will be of from coming from a livestock. So 25% of agriculture is a livestock sector. Okay, that is the point. Next is okay, so for that, we this agriculture production needs water, and for that we have some various irrigation schemes. Like one of the scheme is Krishi Sinchai Yojna. Okay, so again there is a fact in India, that is 55% of a cropped area is water distressed. Okay, so out of all the area that on which we cultivate some kind of crop in India, out of this area, 55% of area doesn't have necessary water resources. So it is water distressed area. That is the problem. Again we are facing this problem. Next, so for that, we have introduced Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojna is there. Then there is a soil health card Yojna is there. Krishi Sinchai Yojna is there. Okay, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojna is there. Okay, soil to seed testing facilities are getting introduced, but there is a lack again. We need more and more soil seed testing facilities. Next is organic value chain development in northeastern region, that is necessary. Okay, we are doing that, but that is not still established. Next is we need to give them price stabilization fund. Next is Rashtriya Gokul Mission. There we discussed earlier that under this livestock is contributes like 25% of agriculture's GDP. Next is horticulture should be promoted. Next is livestock gives 21 employment for 21 million people. Next is integrated cattle development centers should be there. Okay, next is national knowledge breeding center should be there. Like knowledge should be bred, and it should be transferred to the agriculture sector. So what is the keyword for it? So lab to farm connectivity should be there. Whatever is created, the new technology developed in a lab for agriculture sector, that should be implemented in a farm of a farmer. Okay, so that is the meaning of this keyword, like lab to farm connectivity. Next is indigenous. We need to protect the indigenous bovine breed. Okay, so Mithun and Yak, these are the some kinds of two names of indigenous bovine breed. Again, blue revolution, we discussed that. Okay, so budgetary support should be there. Not much money is getting allocated for the agriculture sector. We need to increase this money. Unless and until we increase money, we will not progress. Next is reaching out through e-governance. Okay, so finding like using social media for the development of agriculture sector. Next is Pahal Yojna, that we use to create a digital database or to remove the fraudster who are scamming government of India in LPG sector. So for that we have introduced Pahal Yojna. Then Digital India is there. Okay, so E-Kranti is there, electronic delivery of services. Okay, so we know this target net zero import is there. Means what? This is the target given in electronics manufacturing. What happens? You must be using so many uh, mobiles. Okay, so these mobiles are getting we import from countries like China and other countries. Okay, so this should it is a bureaucracy. We have to give them money in dollars, so we lose our very precious dollar. Uh, so we should import less, and to import less we need to substitute or produce this necessary thing in domestically. Okay, so for that we have created one mission, that is target zero, net zero imports. Okay, so what is our target? Net zero imports means what? Net zero means what? How much export we do. So if you like export 100 rupees of items, then we should import 100 rupees of any other items. So the if the import is equal to export, what will be the net? It will be zero. If you substitute import from export, it will be zero. So same thing we need to introduce in the electronics manufacturing sector. If we are importing few things, the same amount of things we should export. That is the meaning. Next is India is a knowledge economy. Okay, next biggest thing is last mile connectivity. Okay, so these are again the keywords they have used. Obviously we know that. Next is uh, national optical fiber network is there. Okay, BharatNet. Okay, so BharatNet is nothing but what? We want to connect every gram panchayat through internet, high speed internet, fiber internet. Okay, fiber optical cable we want to use. Next, key projects we do in Digital India is for digital locker system is there. Then mygov.in, again this is a digital platform to connect with government. Next is Swachh Bharat Mission mobile app. Okay, so through this mobile app we can get to know what are the things are happening regarding Swachh Bharat Mission. Next is e-sign framework is there. Okay, e-signature we can do. Next is online registration system. E-hospital is there. Okay, so if you want to go and visit a particular hospital, if you want to know some information about that hospital, there is a e-hospital. So through this we can access that particular hospital through internet. Next is national scholarship portal. Again these portals are digital now. Okay, anybody can with access to internet can access them. Okay, so next is uh, digital India platform, as well as digital India program that we are doing. BSNL is providing next generation network to provide a faster internet access to people. Wi-Fi hotspots are getting installed, like Google have installed Wi-Fi hotspots. It's Wi-Fi hotspot over 100 railway platforms. Next is broadband highway. Like broadband is you know if there is a broadband, if a particular location broadband reaches, means what? Development reaches there. So that is the point. So last point, again adoption of open source software means what? And the many software that government of India uses, it should be open source. Okay, so it like we don't have to pay any royalty to the particular software company. What happens then? We save our dollars, precious dollars. Next is open email policy of government of India. They have changed this email policy. They have made it modern. Okay, so that is again next step towards the digitalization. Next is guidelines for cloud ready applications. Okay, so this cloud ready application they store like in Gmail. What happens if you sign up with if you use an Android device? You have to register with Google Play Store, and for to register with Play Store we need to have a Gmail ID. Okay, so what happens? Whatever the contacts that you save over internet over your device, they get automatically stored in the cloud. That is the Gmail's server. So this is nothing but what? They are using your personal data. So for that we are introducing various kinds of guidelines for just because it is using cloud service. So there are some guidelines for cloud service providers. Next is BPO policy. Again business process outsourcing means what? They You must have seen call centers. What happens? These call centers are located in metro cities like Pune, like Mumbai, but we need to change this. We need to introduce these call centers in a northeastern region, so that there will be development. They can actually speak predominantly becoming Christian there, so they are actually can speak with English language fluently in English language. So we need to introduce these BPOs in eastern states of India predominantly. Next is electronic development fund. So promote R&D in electronics. We have established one electronic development fund. Okay, so this is again nothing but a good step for net zero import, that target that we had. Next is National Center for Flexible Electronics. Again, what is flexible electronics? Okay, so if I'm not wrong, I will give you one example, like the watch, Apple Watch, that you wear on your wrist is nothing but a flexible electronics. What happens, because it is flexible, you can remove it, put it somewhere, again you can wear it. So it is nothing but a flexible electronics. So these kinds of instruments comes under the Center for Flexible Electronics. Okay, so next is Center for Excellence in Internet of Things. So how internet we can use, how we have discussed that social media point in a previous video, that social media means different things for different people. So internet, social media means what? Internet is a different thing for different people. So as per the needs of the people, what more we can do over internet. Okay, so these things they discuss in the Center of Excellence on Internet of Things. Okay, so now we will stop. Okay, so in next video we will discuss the remaining part. Thanks guys for watching this video, and we will meet in next video. Peace.